Everything that makes me believe that I have too many thoughts, that my mind is too active, too noisy, or too uncontrollable. All the definitions I have bought about what meditation should look like, that it should be silent, empty, still. I now acknowledge that this may not even be true for me. Everything I have concluded about my mind being a problem, I now destroy and uncreate all of it. What if nothing is wrong with the way my mind works? What if this is awareness and not dysfunction? All the thoughts that are running through my mind right now, how many of them actually belong to me? All the thinking that I'm doing is actually picking up other people's emotions, other people's stress, other people's projections. Everywhere I am aware of other people, but I'm making it mine. I now return all of that to the sender with consciousness attached. And everything that remains that is truly mine, I now allow myself to be with it without making it wrong. Everything I'm doing to stop my thoughts, to control my mind, to quiet it forcefully, all the effort, all the tightening, all the resistance, I now destroy and uncreate all the force I'm using. Because what if the mind doesn't quiet when controlled, but when allowed? Everything that says I must fight my mind, I now destroy and uncreate it. What happens if I stop resisting, even for a moment? Every time a thought arises and I judge myself, I shouldn't be thinking. I'm doing this wrong. I'm not good at meditation. All the micro judgments repeated over and over. I now destroy and uncreate every single judgment I have about my thinking. What if a thought is just a thought? Nothing more, nothing less. And everywhere I'm making it significant, I destroy and uncreate it. Everything I am perceiving, sensing, picking up that I have labeled as thinking, all the awareness I'm refusing to acknowledge, I now destroy and uncreate the misidentification. What if my mind is not overactive but highly aware? What if what I call overthinking is actually receiving without understanding? I now gently allow myself to be with that without needing to define it. All the looping thoughts, the same pattern repeating over and over again, everything unresolved that keeps recycling, all the places where I'm trying to solve, fix, or conclude. I now destroy and uncreate the need to resolve everything mentally. What if not everything needs an answer? Everything that keeps the loop going, I now allow it to dissolve. Everything that comes up when my mind starts to slow down, the subtle fear, the discomfort, the sense of something is not right, all the to do lists of the day, all the places where losing control felt unsafe, I now destroy and uncreate that fear. What if I'm not losing control but releasing it? And what if that is actually freedom? Everywhere I have made my thoughts me, every identity built from thinking, I am anxious, I am distracted, I am restless. I now separate myself from all of that. I'm not my thoughts, I'm the one aware of them. And everything that keeps me identified with the thoughts in my mind, I now destroy and uncreate it. Who am I without these thoughts? Everything that says I must understand, analyze, and make sense of every experience, all the mental processing, all the decoding, I now destroy and uncreate the need to understand. What if awareness doesn't always come with explanation? What if I can receive without defining it? Everything that resists that, I now destroy and uncreate it. Every time my mind pulls me away into past, into future, into imagination, all the ways I leave the present moment, I now destroy and uncreate all the escape patterns I have. What if there is nothing to escape from? What if this moment is not the problem and everything that says it is, destroy and uncreate it? Everything that keeps me constantly moving, scanning, jumping, all the stimulation I am addicted to, all the ways my system has learned to avoid stillness through activity, I now destroy and uncreate that pattern. What if my mind doesn't need to be slowed down but simply not be resisted? All the comparisons with others, with ideals, with expectations, all the rightness and the wrongness of our own practice. I should be calmer. They can do it better. I now destroy and create all the comparisons. What if my experience is exactly what it needs to be? Everything that says meditation must be peaceful, must be calm, blissful, all the expectations that create disappointment, I now destroy and create all those expectations. What if meditation shows me truth, not comfort? And what if that is gift? Everything that automatically labels thoughts as a problem, I now destroy and create that association. What if thoughts are just movement of energy? And what if I don't have to stop them to be at peace? All the tiredness, heaviness from constant thinking, everything I'm carrying mentally, I now release all the weight of it, not the thoughts themselves, just the weight I have attached to them. Everything that makes silence feel awkward, empty, or uncomfortable. All the conditioning to fill space with noise. I now destroy and uncreate that. What if silence is not empty but full? Everything that doesn't allow me to simply be aware without needing to control, change, or fix, I now destroy and uncreate it. What if awareness by itself is enough? Every thought I'm holding on to, repeating it over and over again and engaging with it, I now allow it to pass without following it. I don't have to push it away and I don't have to keep holding on to it. I just don't pick it up. Everything that makes me believe that I am my mind, I now destroy and uncreate that completely. If I am not my thoughts, then what am I? Everything that doesn't allow my mind to exist exactly as it is, without judgment, without resistance, without control, I now destroy and uncreate all of it. What if my mind doesn't need to change for me to be at peace? What if allowing is the real meditation? Everything I thought, everything I didn't, everything I judged, and everything I tried to control, I now release all of it and I return not to silence but to awareness without resistance.